Watch closely, please. Okay, that wasn't as dramatic as she does sometimes, but you saw her jump a little bit. Why did she jump? This is normally a pretty mellow horse. Anybody that's watched any of my videos, I've seen lots of my horses just standing around real calm, not jumping and twitching and everything else. And, well, there's a reason for that. Me. See, I want to address what is a common problem that I've either seen or heard lots of stories about, where somebody will say, well, the horse is acting this way, that way. Well, you have to take all things into consideration, and there are sometimes some outside influences, such as the horse has been on stall rest. It has the equivalent of cabin fever. The type of feed it's getting and exercise, and, well, all these things can affect its behavior and how jumpy the horse is, or any number of other behaviors. But the number one behavior is you. You are the number one influence in the behavior of your horse. No matter what other outside influences there are, well, don't point your finger at them, because that doesn't cut it. You have to take those things into account at all times. You have to realize that, okay, the horse has been enduring such and such, and it is liable to be slightly different behavior because of something it's going through, something it's exposed to, that sort of thing. And you have to take that into account. You have to compensate for that. You can't simply point the finger and, say, it's all the fault of such and such, either the stall rest, the trainer, the exercise program, the feed, whatever. You can't blame it on any of that. You have to take accountability for the horse's behavior if you're the one that spends most of the time with the horse, or if it's when it's around you it's misbehaving. More than likely, you're the problem. There's an old saying, been around for a long time. There's a couple of different variations of it too. It says that a horse is a reflection of the handler, or the owner, or the rider, whatever. The horse is a reflection of you. Well, why is that? Yes, dear, you're lovely. Please keep your nose over there for the moment. Now, why is that? Why is the horse reflecting you? I mean, there's a lot of truth to this. I mean, that's not exactly a mirror, but my version of that is the horse's actions are a direct reaction to your actions. So however you behave around the horse is going to determine how the horse behaves, whether you're on the ground or on its back. If you're riding it, well, certainly everything that you do is going to affect how that horse behaves. And although there may be some outside influences, such as the car backfiring or whatever, something falling out of a tree, the bird popping out of the grass, I've experienced all those things. And how the horse reacts to that kind of stuff is directly determined by you. If you get all worried the minute you get on the horse's back, that horse is going to get you worried. I can assure you that. Horses can really pick up on your emotions. I can't explain exactly how it works, but I don't think anybody will argue with me about that one. At least nobody that knows a lot about horses. And if you get on the horse and you're all worried the minute you get on, the horse immediately gets worried. Then when you do encounter something else that could possibly present a problem, the horse is already worried. That little incident pushes it over the edge. Well, you're going to blame it on the bird popping out of the grass or the car backfiring or whatever. But that, in fact, is not what actually the problem was. The problem started before you ever got on the horse because of you and the fact that you were worried. And that just upped the horse's stress levels to the point that when something did happen, well, the horse lost it. And like I said, same happens, if the horse is on stall rest and you take it out for a walk and it's rather unruly, well, you have to take into account that that is the problem and handle the horse accordingly. Be a little extra gentle, a little extra calm, and you aren't going to have a problem. I mean, it doesn't matter, whether what situation the horse is in, its behavior is largely determined by you. And, well, I showed you at the very beginning, she didn't do it as much as I actually wanted her to for this video, because usually all I got to do is give a little shrug of my shoulders and the horse will jump. But that is just an example of how the horse will react to your actions. And so what the horse is doing is, it's up to you. They don't do anything that isn't controlled or influenced by you. They only do what they know or what they think they should be doing. And if you are their trusted leader and you get worried, then they start thinking, holy smokes, my leader's worried. I better be worried too. That's exactly the kind of thing that happens. And then you end up with a nervous, jumpy, spooky, worried horse. And this one here, when I got her, was in fact a very worried horse. She was quite jumpy and spooky, hard to catch. She was dancing all over the place in here. Every little sight and sound would make her jump and spin her head around and all that kind of stuff. Well, you see what we got now. Why? Because of how I behave around her. She figures, hey, if he's not worried, I guess I don't need to be worried. So how your horse behaves, don't blame it on the horse or any of the outside influences. Occasionally, some of those things may have influence, but in the end, it comes down to you. Have a good day.